This next practice is one that I find very helpful when I get too hot. And as we are facing some extreme heat coming up to the summer solstice, I wanted to share this practice that requires something that we're not all genetically able to do, which is to roll the tongue like a slice of bologna. So if you are unable to roll your tongue into a U shape, and do the same practice, but instead of sticking the tongue out, you'll just press the tip of the tongue up behind the front two teeth. So just practice for a moment, seeing, okay, rolling the tongue, you can stick it out through the lips a little bit, or pressing the tip of the tongue against the top of the palate behind the front two teeth, and drawing the breath over the tongue. This practice eventually becomes very subtle so that you can do the practice without any sound whatsoever, and it's a very subtle movement. But as you're practicing it, getting to know it, and if you don't care, go ahead and make noise and make it really obvious. And within a few minutes, I find I can cool myself off quite a bit. This comes from a very ancient breath technique, yogic tradition called Sitali pranayama. And it has some really palpable effect on the parasympathetic nervous system. Can help kick in that restful, digestful quality, in my experience. But you let me know how it goes for you. Okay, so set yourself up comfortably, lying down or seated, or even standing up. Just take a moment, if you're in a place where you can, to close your eyes. And if not, just soften your focus so you can begin to move towards proprioception. Just opening up the experience of the face inside of your face, the skin inside of your scalp, as you melt a bit through the back of the head and neck. Letting the body hang like a tea bag. You could envision that there was a kind of quality, like you were being pulled up through the string in the top of your head, and the rest of your body can hang like a delicious herbal tea bag. And just take a few deep breaths in and out, maybe sighing your breath out. Setting an intention to turn yourself towards yourself. For these next few minutes, hearing the sounds that surround you, just letting them be, smelling the air. Feel the sensation giving, enlivening, vitalizing sensation of the whole of your skin, a blanket of sensation interacting with your clothing, the surface you're on, with the air around you. Taking in smells and the sight of the inside of your eyelids or whatever surrounds you, the taste of your mouth. And then organize your tongue, either to stick the tongue out a bit, rolled up, or the tip of the tongue behind the front two teeth. So you'll inhale deeply over your tongue as if you were sipping through a straw. And as you inhale, tilt your head up towards the sky. Exhale slowly and completely through your nose. Just pressing the flat part of your tongue to the roof of your mouth as you bring your chin back to parallel with the ground. With the inhalation, curling the tongue, tilting the chin up as much as you like, opening the front of the throat. And then exhale through the nose, pressing the flat of the tongue against the palate of the mouth, bringing the chin back to parallel with the ground. So your head moves a little bit like a nutcracker. Inhaling up and exhaling to parallel. And the tongue moves between two positions as well. As you inhale, you pull the breath over the tongue. As you exhale, press the flat of the tongue against the top of the mouth as you exhale through the nose. Listen to the sound of the breath and feel the different temperature. Cooler as it comes in over the tongue, warmer as it goes out through the nose. You could even pull your navel back towards your spine for that sense of really squeezing out any air that feels too hot, too old, too stagnant. And you can continue on an organic rhythm, just doing whatever length of breath feels good. Or if you'd like a tighter container, I like to practice this breath with a count of 10. 10 breaths in, count of 10 in, and a count of 10 out. So when I use this breath slowly, I can get my breath rate down to about 3 breaths per minute. So counting 10 to fill yourself and counting 10 to empty yourself. I'll talk us through a few times on my rhythm. You can ignore me if you have a rhythm you like better. But if you're with me, take a deep breath in. And exhale completely to begin. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In, out. Continue on your own tempo. You can visualize it as you inhale, pulling the breath like you're drinking through a straw, that you fill yourself with breath from the bottom to the middle to the top, like you are pouring water into a glass. So you fill up the belly, the ribs, all the way up under the clavicles as you inhale. And as you exhale through the nose, a sense that the glass is emptying from the top to the bottom. So now you're using your mind to map, to count, your imagination, visualizing, filling and emptying. And the subtle movement of the head up and down, just keeping the rhythm like a metronome. Opening and closing the throat, hugging, massaging the thyroid, the parathyroid, gently lubricating the cervical vertebrae. And using the sense of your ears like the middle of your skull, almost as a hinge. You might get a little cracking in your neck. And if you're familiar with this subtle body cartography called the magic square, you could travel that as well using the count of 10. I'll cover the magic square in a future episode, but for now, just working with the count of 10, even breath in over the tongue and out through the nostrils. Been practicing for some time. The more adept you get at something, the sneakier you can get. So perhaps take away the movement, perhaps take away the sound. You're sticking your tongue out, you could invite it into your mouth. So the practice becomes totally invisible and inaudible, using the count and the memory of the movement, the cooling quality of the breath coming over the tongue, the dissipation of heat through the nostrils, so that the practice becomes refined enough for you to cool yourself off anywhere. You see if there's a sense of easing, a bit of tension. You can scan a bit through your body and soften any small muscles, your pelvic floor, your face, stomach. And after your next exhalation, relax. Let go of the count, let go of the control, and just catch the echo, the after effect of this directed breath practice. Experience is your best teacher. I'm just noticing what this tool cultivates in you. And then when you're ready, just drop it and let it go.